The people that make it the furthest are the people who radiate confidence. Learn how to emphasize those features. Becky with the good hair from your English class. You probably wondered what it would be like to be at this stage of your life, turning a threat into an opportunity. In a few years, you will have moved so far from this version of your life. Life is going to be lifing. It's okay to not have all the answers right now. Do I actually care about their opinion and what they think? This is what's holding you back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 10 tips for going back to school. Some of you might be looking forward to it.
Hey, there you go, this bitch, I'm telling you.
Some of you might be dreading it. I'm pretty sure most of you must be dreading it. I know I was. If you're still in school, I'm so sorry. But you can do this, don't worry. I'm here with the tips. So the first tip is to learn how to embrace yourself. You are the way that you are, whether you choose to love it or hate it. There are certain things about you that will stay the same, and that's okay. So you can choose to love and accept yourself the way that you are and push yourself to be the best version of you. Or you can go on constantly hating yourself and putting yourself down, but trust me, that's not going to get you very far. And at some point, you'll eventually arrive to the conclusion that you're kind of stuck with yourself. That sounds bad, but it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It means this is the person that you're going to be. This is who you are. You can't be anybody else. So you might as well learn how to embrace yourself and learn how to make it work. As you grow older, you're going to develop so much more of like a yes and kind of attitude. I've experienced it myself where you just care so much less about what other people think as you get older. You'll start to value and appreciate yourself so much more. The earlier that you start getting into that habit, the better. And the further it's going to get you in life, trust me. This confidence is going to radiate in all the other aspects of your life, like your friendships, your schoolwork, your family life, your relationships. It all starts from here. There's this really cheesy teen movie that I used to really like. It's called Teen Spirit, and basically it's one of those American high school films where the popular girl dies, and it's not as dark as it sounds, I promise. She has to come back, she's like in an in-between, so to get into heaven, she has to come back as a ghost and help the least popular girl in her school become prom queen. There's a bit where she gives the unpopular girl like an extreme makeover, like a prom queen style makeover, and the unpopular girl is scared to come back to school because she's just like, oh my god, everyone's gonna be staring at me. They're gonna be like, she's trying something different. Like, why is she doing this? The popular girl, the ghost, was like, this is all about confidence. Nobody actually has it, but if you learn how to fake it, then you can make this whole thing work. And that is facts right there. And the people that make it the furthest are the people who radiate confidence, whether it's real or fake. The second tip is to emphasize your love features. So when you're doing your makeup, pick about 1 to 2 features that you love about your face. Whether it's your cheekbones, your lips, your eyebrows, learn how to emphasize those features so it kind of draws people in more when they see your face. It becomes the more noticeable thing when people see you. For example, for me, I like to emphasize my eyes and my lips, so I always wear big, wispy false lashes. I always have on a lipstick, whether it's a nude brown or a pink. Always wearing one. Emphasizing those features is going to make you love yourself even more. Because guess what? Every time you look in the mirror, you're going to be seeing those features that you love, and it's going to remind you how cute you are. This is going to make you more confident as well. Tip number 3 is romanticize your life. Guys, life is going to be lifing no matter what. Okay, there's going to be the ups, the downs. You might as well learn how to appreciate the smaller things in life. I've only learned how to do this myself very recently, but oh my god, I wish I started doing this sooner, because this is what is going to make the difference. What's going to happen is going to happen anyway. You might as well make the most of it in any way that you can. So appreciate this time of your life. This is time that you're never going to get back. And I know some of you are probably like, I never want to get this back, but just appreciate it while it lasts. It's not going to be forever. And also, at some point, you probably wondered what it would be like to be at this stage of your life, whether it was when you were younger and you'd see your older siblings, or when you'd be watching teen movies or whatever. Like, these are those years of your life. You don't get this time back. Enjoy it while it lasts. Make sure you try and fill your time with as many activities that you enjoy as well. Whether it's chilling with your friends, journaling, sports, whatever you're into, just make sure you surround yourself with as much of that as possible. Take care of yourself as well. Make sure that you eat good and healthy, that you take your supplements, and that you set aside time to pamper yourself, look after yourself, to make sure that you're at your best. It sounds so cheesy, but when you look good and feel good, it really does show. Tip number 4, practice makeup as much as you can. If you want makeup to be part of your glow up, practice it as much as you can. The more familiar you become with the makeup, the better you'll be able to apply it, and the faster as well. So you're not going to be put off thinking about makeup, thinking, oh, what's going to take me ages to do this? Because when you get used to it, you're going to be able to do all of this in like 20-25 minutes. It's going to become so easy for you. It's also going to make you better at emphasizing the features on your face. So you're going to know what works for your face and what doesn't, how to apply products in a way that brings out the things that you do like, and how to maybe conceal or tone down the things that maybe you don't love as much, while also knowing what works specifically for your facial structure. Tip number 5 is about turning a threat into an opportunity. A lot of the time, it can be intimidating to see somebody that has certain qualities that you might want to adopt yourself. For example, if they're just really good at something that you want to be good at too. Instead of comparing yourself to them and thinking, oh, I'm not as good at this as this person is, or I can't do this the way she can, try to get close to them instead and find out what makes them so good. Maybe they have a specific tip or a specific thing that they do that you can learn from them to make yourself better at what they are good at as well. Turn it into a situation that benefits you and helps you grow as a person instead of something that brings you down and causes a lot of unhappiness through the comparison. My own personal Jesus, Shannon Lester, talks about this all the time, about how when she was working as a celebrity journalist in New York, she used to go to these A-list parties, and I mean A-list. She was at parties with not just the regular Becky with the good hair from your English class. She was around celebrities, supermodels. She talks about how seeing them as a threat did nothing for her. It just made her more critical of herself and also more self-conscious. So instead, she learned to observe those girls and think, what does she do that I can maybe learn to do as well? Is there something specific that she does in a certain way that maybe I could try out this way? So now she's able to be around any kinds of people without feeling threatened by super successful people, super good looking people, even the famous ones. So if she can do that around all these celebrities and supermodels, I think the rest of us can do that being surrounded by the regular Joes that we have in our lives. Okay? Tip number 6 is choose your friends wisely. At this stage in life, when you're in school, your friends can make or break you. So think carefully about who you choose to have around you. I know at this stage in life, it can just feel like the more friends, the better, but not all company is good company. You need to surround yourself by friends who actually bring value to your life and who you know you can lean on. So observe the behaviors of those around you. If anybody gives you undercover hater vibes, they have to go. Of the time, it's so easy for us to just brush those random shady comments under the rug and just be like, oh my god, yeah, you just said I'm dumb, I'm so dumb. It's so easy to do that. Do not do that. If it happens once, okay, side eye, twice, it's giving red flag, third time, you're out. Like, you need to get out. You're just a shady friend. They're not bringing any good to your life. They have to go. You should feel so loved and supported by your friends. Make sure these are people who love you and uplift you as much as they can. Make sure they're people who have good intentions that you're surrounding yourself with. I'm sure your parents or some cheesy teacher said it to you before, but it's true, you are who you hang out with. So choose those friends really wisely. Tip number 7 is remember that there's more to life than just school. I know that this is something that's probably really hard for you to wrap your head around now, but there's just so much more to life once you finish school. I know for me personally, I couldn't even imagine what life would be like not being in this routine that I've known my whole entire life. You get up, you get ready, go to school, and then the only time when you're off is when you've got the school holidays. It's hard to imagine even breaking away from that, but there's just so much more waiting for you and so much more to life. I'm sure all of these things feel like absolutely everything right now. The academic pressure, the social things you've got going on, relationships, friendships, all of that. It feels like your whole entire world, but there's more to it. In a few years, you will have moved so far from this version of your life and this version of yourself, even just your first year after graduating. It's going to be such a huge change. So appreciate the moment and value the right things, but also remember that there's just so much more coming your way. Start thinking about the person that you want to be once this whole thing is over. Have an idea, not a specific plan, because let me tell you something, the plans are never going to go 100% according to the way that you want it, and that's okay. That's part of life. You work it out as you go along. Just have an idea of the path that you want your life to take after school. Tip number 8 is not caring about opinions.
Whatever, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't.
People always have something to say, constantly, whether it's good or bad. No matter what you do, what you wear, what your interests are, who your friends are, they're just always gonna have some sort of a comment. This is why you need to detach from what they're saying. This is what's holding you back. It's the caring too much. Also, your school years are a period of time where majority of people are also very paranoid about being judged themselves. You're sat here so worried about, oh my god, what's everyone gonna think of me? They're thinking about themselves and the way that they're being seen and that they're being judged by other people, just like you are. We have a tendency to build up these things in our head where we're like, oh my god, does everyone think I look stupid right now? Is this like really embarrassing to everybody else but me? But you just have to remember, people are worried about themselves. The only way out of this is to remind yourself that these are just negative thoughts and also that you amplify them in your head. Other people, majority of the time, will not be thinking this. And even if you were to get negative comments, you just have to think, is this coming from somebody that I even care about? Do I actually care about their opinion and what they think of me, of what I'm doing? What do they bring to the table in my life? Is it worth me taking the time to even consider what their opinion means? Most of the time, the answer is no. Tip number 9 is about clubs and organization. Join all the clubs for the things that you have interest in. Trust me, this is going to help you make friends. It's going to help you build a solid schedule as well. It's going to give you the structure and routine that you need in your life. Again, this is so cheesy, but organization really is the key. Set aside specific hours for your homework, specific hours for the after school club, also time to be with your friends and your family, and time to look after yourself as well. Don't forget that one, that's just as important. If you have a super structured schedule, it's going to help you to juggle all of that at the same time while not feeling super overwhelmed. Tip number 10 is it's okay to not know. Towards the end of your school years, it's going to feel like there's this absolute pressure to know what's coming next and what you're doing with your life. I spent my last 2 years of school just not even being able to understand what comes next. If I'm not coming to this place with this set of people, what am I doing? Sure, there was university, but I really struggled with even working out what degree I wanted to do and what jobs and career would be available for me afterwards. I'm sure a lot of you guys have some version of that as well, where you're worried and panicking about what's going to happen once you finish school. The thing that you need to know is life flows where it needs to. It really does. It's okay to not have all the answers right now. Guess what? Even if you did have those answers right now, life moves and changes in a way that you wouldn't believe. Nothing ever goes according to plan. Even if you did have the plan right now, that plan would need to be adjusted somewhere down the line. You just have to trust and believe that you'll end up where you're meant to and that the next steps are going to come to you at the right time. So guys, I hope these tips have helped to make you feel more prepared going into the new school year. Leave a comment below if you guys have any other tips. Also, let me know how the first few days of school are going. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.